You were right there to witness it all.
I'm just not putting things together. It's all so true.
Of course.
There was always a famous bar up outside Edwards Air Force Base. There was always that famous bar up there called Pancho's.
Pancho's, oh yeah?
Huh?
Did you go there?
Oh yeah, everybody always stopped there.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets so hot up there in the desert. You just needed that cold air, you know.
Air conditioning, huh? I wonder if that's still there, Pancho's.
No, Pancho's gone.
Mm.
You can bring Pancho's up on that thing and see what they say about it.
I probably will. That'd be fun. Grandpa was talking about Edwards Air Force Base during the test pilots, and yeah, Apollo and everything was all up there too. Oh, you want that back on? I turn it back on. Yeah. And he said there was a bar that everybody went to called Pancho's out there.
Yeah, all the test pilots and all Edwards Air Force Base group and all stop at Pancho's on their way. A lot of car builds up. And every once in a while, a big chunk of it would break out. And when it would go out the back turbine, well, then it'd be a lot of sparks because it'd be so hot.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be sparks coming out the back. Some guy thought that the engine was on fire.
Oh.
And yeah. So anyway, she was ready to get out of that seat in a hurry. Take it off of that thing.
So she didn't land it in Marseille, huh?
Huh?
She didn't land it in Marseille.
No,
she got out.
Anything like that.
Yeah.
Especially being in the airplane the first time.
Yeah.
What did your dad tell you about growing up?
When he was growing up,
Yeah.
well, he told me about the hotel and the next door and AJ and he didn't mention much about holiness or being on the baseball team or anything. He didn't talk much about that.
What about his father? You ever talk about his father? I know his mother died when
Yeah, so
when he was so small, but
yeah. No, he never talked much about it.
what about the story of Prandy the chicken?
Huh?
Prandy the chicken.
Oh, Prandy.
Whose chicken? Was that your dad's or yours?
Well, it's a family.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of our chickens.
What can you remember that story about Prandy the chicken?
Oh, yeah. Well, somebody told me about it. It was on top of the car going to work. Rode all the way to Athens oil fields. And he come driving up to the kind of old office building with that chicken on top, and everybody was pointing.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about his life at the hotel, his life in South Royalton. But he didn't tell you too much, huh?
No, I just don't think he was around there all the time.
Yep.
Enough to know it, so.
Uh-huh. How about your mom? Did your mom tell you anything about her childhood or her?
Well, about Pasadena and Grandma. Know that, yeah, living in Pasadena, so. Being in the Rose Parade.
Mm-hmm. That was the Rose Parade in 1916 or something like that?
Oh, sure. No, I'd be in the.
Oh, 89. She was born in 1989.
Yeah.
So
that'd be it.
1905 or something like that.
Yeah, there. Always got out of that seat in a hurry. I'll take off. That day about that.
Yeah, because she wasn't used to that plane, you said.
You know, she can fly anything, but if she thought an emergency was coming, she didn't know what switches to shut down the engine or anything like that. See, so she was the pilot of the aircraft, the feel of it.
Yeah, because she thought that engine was on fire. One of your guys said the engine was on fire.
Gal's Dave lived next door to us. She had a little girl about 8 years old, which would stab belts upon that got killed in the test flight. And I didn't tell you about that.
No.
So the Jack Belts, he was a test pilot for Lockheed.
Yeah, Alex looked that up. He saw this. He read you the story yesterday. Stanley Belts, or his name, I guess his nickname was Jack Belts.
And Tony LeVere, he was a test pilot for Lockheed all about that time. I think the gal lived next door with the little girl. Stan Belts' wife.
Uh-huh.
Right after that happened, she couldn't take it anymore, so she committed suicide. I know that.
Yeah.
And it's because this would be the second test pilot she went through.
Oh, I see.
See, that's why she was.
She couldn't take it.
So it couldn't take it anymore. Good. On our way back to land at Edwards Air Force Base, and everybody had their families out there come and pick them up.
Just like the space shuttle landing, you know?
Yeah, everybody had. Oh, it's good to see everybody coming back from that trip.
What was the range of a C-130? How far could it fly in one tank? How far could it fly in one tank?
Oh, I could go. We could have made it to the Azores.
Really? Okay.
But
you flew over Greenland and.
Yeah, but because of the engine failure, we thought we better not trust that new engine.
Yeah.
So we went to Keflavik, Iceland, and then down to the Azores. Nobody there for me.
What?
Nobody.
Nobody there for you?
Well, Mom was pregnant.
I stood there and they were even just as they were getting away to tow the airplane back over the hangar at Edwards Air Force Base. you guys all showed up in Grandma's 37 Chevy. Finally, I got to get to go home.
Poor Dad. Nobody showed up for you.
No, everybody crowds around there picking up their family.
And poor Dad, nobody cared. Nobody cared. Did you, well, Grandma was pregnant then, wasn't she? Yeah. She had John cooking in the oven. What did she say? What made her late picking you up after that famous mission?
They called the house that said the flight was getting in there. She was told, but they just took some time getting out there.
Well, it's probably too hard for her to get 3 kids out of ready and out of the house. That was probably pretty tough. How far of a drive was it from your house?
About 40 miles.
40 miles. Mm-hmm.
They are.
There were some pretty island shots. It could have been Azor, but I don't remember that. I remember the. So, Dad, you said you had a dream last night. Can you tell Rex what your dream was about?
Oh, gee, it was just a happy movie like he produced Sideways.
Uh-huh.
And let's see, I was the technical advisor on the jet engines on the C-130. Sean was the know-how guy because he was a pilot, because he knew all about that part of it. Let's see.
So your dream combined those 2 films together? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well,
the Rex and Mark.
Kind of got to mix up. They both come at once.
Yeah. I showed them both to you last night, so that's why. So you woke up, you dreamt about that last night, about making a movie.
Stayed awake for a few hours just thinking about producing that movie.
You said I was the editor and Katie was the star.
You were the editor. Katie was the star, and it was all so beautiful.
Beautiful and funny, you said, kind of.
Yeah.
So a couple of European trips, the C-130 and the surfing and all that together.
Yeah.
So you said you wanted to give Rex a tip for making his writing his next book or making his next movie.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll pass that tip on to him.
I went through the era at when Chuck Yeager and all those people, flight test pilots, were up there at Edwards, where the watering hole was Pancho's.
Oh, that's right, Pancho's.
I had that all figured in too.
Yeah, Pancho's was in the movie too. That with that famous female pilot.
Oh yeah.
What was her name? Barnes.
Yeah, Pancho Barnes.
Florence Pancho Barnes.
Mm-hmm. Aviation in those days.
Those were kind of the glory years when aviation was really expanding.
Yeah. Testing new aircraft and it was exciting and adventurous.
Yeah.
And we had the same thing up there till we moved to Lockheed, and we moved down to Burbank, and I was on that C-130 program. Next door neighbors are.
Wasn't there a family called Pialato?
Yeah, he
Pilato.
lived right next door to us.
In Lancaster, right?
Yeah. No, this is Palmdale.
Oh, in Palmdale, yeah. Oh, that's right. I was born in Lancaster, but we lived in Palmdale. Yeah. Right.
So, we had that old 39 Ford. You remember that?
Oh, absolutely. I remember that. That dark blue. Yeah, sure. I love that car.
Well, had that old 39 Ford up there at Encino. So then I got, my assignment was PSA down here. So I had to drive that car down to San Diego.
Wow.
So I took Mark and Jim. They were only about 11.
8, 10 years old or something.
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Yeah.
So one Sunday morning, early, we got up and drove it down here. And there wasn't brakes on that Ford.
The brakes didn't work very well?
I had used my emergency brake, which is right by the seat.
Right.
So
every time you had to brake, you pulled on the emergency brake.
I had to brake and slow up at a stoplight. Of course, the traffic wasn't what it
Oh,
is
yeah,
now.
yeah. Speeds were slower.
Yeah. So I just come up slow with that brake and pull it tight.
Wow.
And then maybe run the red light. And
boy, that's pretty risky.
So it's risky.
Two little kids in the car with you.
And so we drove it all the way down here and moved into 2112.
Uh-huh.
No,
yeah, 2112 was our first one.
21, second house on the corner.
Oh, second house on the corner was 2105 or something like that.
Yeah, that's
2112 was Bodenhamer's. That was our first house.
Yeah. So we made it down here, the three of us.
When did Johnny and Grandma and I come down? Why did you go ahead of us?
Well, they stayed up in the Encino house in Burbank with you.
Right. Johnny and me.
Yeah.
Why did we stay up there and you and Mark and Jim came down here?
Well, I went down here and found this place to
I see.
See?
Mm-hmm.
And, so of course, as soon as I got it, well, then we made arrangements to for them to come down.
Right.
Probably Elsie or somebody drove them down, or
right. Because you only had, is that the only car you had at that time? You just had that 39 Ford, nothing else?
No, I had the 59 Chevy.
Oh, okay.
That big trailer, that big
station wagon?
Station wagon.
The brown and white one?
Yeah.
Kind of light, the tan and white, kind of light color brown. And I remember that car.
Yeah. That's why we took the Yosemite.
Right.
Went through all that crazy time.
Those are great trips you took us to Yosemite.
Yeah, oh yeah. Those are days when you could enjoy Yosemite.
It never felt too crowded. It was just so
Yeah.
clean and nice and beautiful nature. I remember those trips. Good times, good feelings.
We got a nice picture of us sitting on the rail there. And
Yeah. That's great. Those are great shots.
well, that was just another experience.
Right. How did you know so much about camping? How were you such a good camper?
Well, it just comes natural to me
Yep.
or anything, because I could make do and fix anything, and nothing phases me.
Right.
But the kids nowadays, they can't do stuff like that.
No. But it didn't come naturally to Grandma. That was all. She was a city girl.
Oh,
She didn't know anything.
No, she knew it.
She's more like the modern generation than.
Yeah.
But she was a good sport about it, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
she didn't complain and say, I don't want to go camping.
She was so happy all the time that she was getting to do things that she could never dreamed of doing.
Right. She didn't have a father growing up most of the time, so she didn't get to have those kind of experiences that we had.
So,
Yeah, I'm really thankful for those times.
yeah. And she was always so good because she had a good sense of humor,
Yeah.
and she could throw out little sayings and jokes.
Yeah,
And,
she was funny. Yeah.
and so she fit right in all my assignments I had all over the area, Palmdale and all around, and she always fit well in with the other people that had kids our age.
Right. Yeah, she knew she was a good people person. She knew how to make friends and make people comfortable. And
I'm surprised too, because she growing up like she did. She not having a father
yeah.
or anything, but she come out of it pretty well.
She did, yeah.
TWA Connie. I said, boy, I'd like to be married to somebody like that. That's the way it was.
Really, that's great. When she walked up the aisle on that TWA Connie.